ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to the ValveTime news for January 18th, 2016, where we'll recap the latest news regarding Valve and the community. With CES 2016 now behind us and the Vive Pre squarely in everyone's sights, it's time for Valve and HTC to really start pushing the reasons why consumers should be considering buying one. Late last year, a few whispers subtly revealed the now-named SteamVR Developer Showcase, an event set to take place on January 28th in Seattle, Washington, where Valve's game and media partners will take the stage to show off exactly what they've been working on. Given there's no mention of games in the event title, it's clear this showcase is actually focused on a much wider audience, with traditionally non-interactive experiences related to television and film also likely to make an appearance and hopefully a big impact. It's not known exactly which partners will be involved and how many of them there will be. Although recent tweets from HTC have hinted at content made specifically by Valve, Chet Falazek has more recently confirmed that the event is exclusively for third-party content and that Valve will not be showing any of their own games or projects. Even though we'd like to see some more Valve-made content ahead of the launch of the Vive, we guess the secret shop and Aperture Robot repair demos everyone's seen a million times will have to suffice for now. The third-party content yet to be shown is still a closely wrapped secret, although we imagine publicly acknowledged games such as Fantastic Contraption, The Gallery, Tilt Brush, Elite Dangerous, Cloudlands VR Minigolf, and Budget Cuts, among others, will be there. We feel it would be important to focus on these games as smaller demos like Aperture Robot Repair, while amazing, are quite fleeting due to their short length, and we're confident Valve knows only fully fledged several hour-long experiences that are potentially replayable will help sell their hardware en masse. In the meantime, we're curious how many non-gaming projects will be shown off from the likes of Google and HBO, both of whom have been referenced as Vive developers, despite there being very little content revealed from either. Regardless, it's clear this event is intended to further demonstrate the Vive's capabilities and game design possibilities prior to the device's pre-orders opening on February 29, 2016, although whether a price tag will be announced is yet to be seen. News surrounding the apparently successful Steam Link has been sparse since the device's launch back in November, but a quick update from Valve this past week unlocked the Link's SDK for developers to use. According to Valve's Sam Lantinga, the device runs on custom Linux firmware, has a single-core ARM v7 processor running at 1 GHz, approximately 256 MB of RAM, and 500 MB of flash storage. This SDK is largely intended to allow developers to integrate native Steam Link support into their games, but we wouldn't be surprised if individuals far smarter than ourselves started hacking into links to make them do all kinds of crazy stuff. With that said, the Link SDK is now available in full over at GitHub for anyone interested in taking a look or a poke around. It's very rare that Valve publicly shares sale or financial information with the public, primarily because they're a privately owned company with no shareholders to please or impress. The cycle of silence was uncharacteristically broken this past week when a post summarizing the recent winter sale to Steamworks partners was accidentally reposted to the SteamVR page, despite its intended secretive nature. The post, which has been archived by SteamDB, lists all the reasons why this year's winter sale was more successful than those of previous years, with more people being exposed to and purchasing more games than ever before, thanks partly to the removal of daily deals and the further promotion of the Discovery Queue. Unfortunately, the included graphs don't include any concrete sales figures to compare, but damn, those gray and white lines sure do look impressive and exciting. The improved sale figures and viewing of items was apparently extremely widespread, with many games outside the top 500 range boasting a total of 35% of all product page traffic throughout the whole sale. While it's something we've all known for years, it's now clear Steam as a platform just continues to grow and succeed at an unstoppable pace, something especially impressive when you consider the Christmas Day security issues and fears we spoke about on our last episode. More information about these recent sales successes can be found over on SteamDB's archive post available in the video description. Although there wasn't a whole lot of official or even unofficial news out of Valve lately, there were a few extra community headlines to help round out the week, the biggest of which was the announcement that Sven Co-op 5.0 would soon be released free of charge onto Steam for the first time in its 17-year history. The mod will be available as a standalone game regardless of whether you own Half-Life 1 or have it installed. Sven Co-op, of course, features the same amount of nutty cooperative gameplay it has always been known for, including a full multiplayer-compatible version of the Half-Life campaign and seemingly endless custom maps and adventures. Although little else is currently known, the Sven team did promise that more details and media about the Steam version would be made available soon, so keep your eyes open. A while back, you may have heard the story of how Valve seemingly ignored a Half-Life 2 modder who sent examples of his work to the company in a themed briefcase for them to take a look at. Flash forwards to the present, and Richard Seabrook, the modder responsible for the stunt, is back and ready to release a finalized version of his mod, now named Prospekt, onto the Steam store as a standalone experience for £7.50 or $9.99. As the name implies, the game begins in the Combine-controlled prison complex of Nova Prospekt and follows long-lost Half-Life opposing force hero Adrian Shepard as he is drafted in by Vortigaunt's to help Gordon Freeman, who is apparently struggling somewhere else in the facility. There's currently a lot of community debate about the mod, its canonical status, its price tag, and whether or not Valve officially support it. While yes, the mod can be played without owning Half-Life 2, it is not officially supported by Valve any more than any other third-party source games like Black Mesa or Aperture Tag, nor is it canon to the Half-Life and Portal universe in any regard. Regardless, only time will tell if this new unofficial adventure is actually any good. Back in 2015, we mentioned one man's quest to recreate the apartment sequence from Half-Life 2 in Unreal Engine 4, and we were pleasantly surprised to see it finally released by Liam Tart this past week. Although it's not exactly an easy-to-use executable, loading up the project in UE4 will allow you to explore Liam's efforts, complete with mostly relevant sound effects and music. Some walls aren't solid, and there's plenty of places that let you see beyond the facade, but it's a very strong showing that really sells the location, themes, and atmosphere despite being in an entirely different engine with totally different focuses than that of Source. Here's hoping Liam continues to expand the area to include all the extra rooms and flats that make the opening sequence so good. A download link to the Unreal 4 project has been made available in the video description should you want to take a look for yourself. And that brings us to the end of another week of Valve news. Don't forget to check out our other content and to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to follow our social media pages. Thanks for watching and bye for now.